Hi guys, so it looks like there are some drama swirling around with the Braxton sister. Now apparently the Braxton sister's niece Ashley Braxton had went live, and in the live she was spilling some tea about the Braxtons, stating that one of the aunts is not talking to her basically because she thinks that her niece Ashley was messing around with her husband. Now at the time she said she was 16 years old when all this occurred, but she had more things to say about this whole situation, so we're going to go right now and jump to.
Okay, so I want to tell a story today, and that story is about how one of my aunts in my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell this story. A, because of my family. B, because I don't want people, it's not to hurt people to tell my story. But at the same time, I've been working through this so much in therapy, and this is something that goes way deep to my core in terms of worthiness and how I feel about myself. And it's been such a journey. And it's that moment of my life where I have to fully confront it and face it and talk about it, but talk about it because I also want to shed light for the women and the men and anybody who has gone through something like this, where you were underage and something in that sort of manner happened in terms of that sort of word of abuse. And I feel like I have to be careful with what I'm saying here because I don't want to be banned from talking about these situations, but also we kind of have to talk about it. I'm also not very good at storytelling, and I'm new to all this, and I'm also trying to get ready at the same time and tell a story. And I feel like the story is quite complicated and detailed, so bear with me here. But yeah, so one of my aunts does not talk to me because I guess she felt like I did something with her partner at that time. And nothing happened, but I'm going to try to tell the story quickly and also not name any names. And so I was with this aunt for the summer with my sister, and I can't remember how much time had passed since we were there in the summer for a little bit of time to when we got home. And when I think it was my stepmother was going through my phone and she found this conversation, this sort of conversation. And she showed it to my dad, and my dad called that aunt and we spoke about it and we talked about it a little bit. And I remember just a lot of emotions, was a lot going on. I was 16 at the time and I'm 32 now. I had to think about it. I'm 32 now. And so, oh my God, it's been 16 years. This is wild. Anyway, okay. So yeah, my aunt was there for me. She was very kind and very nice and was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, blah, 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 blah. And not blah, 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 but she was very kind and it just felt safe, But then as the years have gone by, it's that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption anymore. And it boggled my mind because it was wait, but if it happened or if it was true, then that would make him, and you're okay with that? That's what you would like to hear? And I will just never forget how when I got older, I just realized that I really had to take the time and go back to that part of my life and understand how much feeling of I didn't matter, that I was unworthy it just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like, but wait, that guy? And it made it even worse because it was like, wait, this guy that was doing this to you on TV? And like, it's kind of in cohorts in the same spirit of what was happening. Not in the same cohorts, in the same spirit, but like, you know, I like, it's so painful. And I know that the ladies, the men, the everybody who has experienced this sort of feeling when your family doesn't believe you, or when you're at an age where you shouldn't have been put in that situation to have to navigate it. And however you navigate it was however you navigated it. And this is what I learned in therapy is like how I navigated it and how I dealt with it was how I dealt with it. But the most important thing to understand is that I never should have been put in that spot in the first place. And I think that's the devastating part, is that you realize that you didn't ask for that. You know, I did not ask for that. No matter what, I didn't ask for that. So I'm just wondering what other people who have gone through this, how they decided to handle this sort of situation. How did you go about telling your truth? And how do you tell your truth in a way that honors you? And I think the reason why I'm addressing it now so much is because I'm getting older. And if I want to have kids, and especially if I want to have girls, like I don't want to still be in that space and place and in that situation and just even having to deal with it, you know? And so next year I'm planning to go to the US and I'm planning to like confront a lot of things because my sister passed away. Like I've just I fled the country because I was needing to save my own self and my own life. And when I say all of this, this is not a dig to my family member, because it's really sad that she also was put in that situation of having to deal and having to handle. That's not her. Like, I don't wish that upon anyone either. Do you know? There's sympathy there. But there's also so many other aspects of it when you're a child and you're like denied a voice. It's pretty much been like a lifelong battle for me. So it's been a journey, but I appreciate spaces like this where I feel like if I talk about it on social media, and I just felt like, I don't know, like I just felt like TikTok was the space and the place to talk about it, and it felt right and it just felt accepted.
All right, guys. So at this present time, the Braxton sisters have not came out to explain their side of the situation, which I doubt they do, but they didn't came out with a statement or anything to see if it was actually true that Ashley Braxton was saying about one of the sisters of the Braxton. So guys, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the situation, and I'll catch y'all next time with a brand new video. Bye.